The nightmare was always the same. She was being chased, but her legs couldn't move fast enough. Her lungs burned with the effort, and her heart was a hammer fighting to break free of her rib cage. He was chasing her with an inhuman relentlessness, hunting her down like she was an animal. Enid jerked awake, clammy with sweat and her arms numb from the shoulders down. She could feel the familiar dull ache in the right shoulder from the healed gunshot wound that had left a starburst-looking scar that she always kept hidden. She reached up and touched her left cheek, feeling the wicked scar that ran from under her left eye downward to her jaw, relieved to feel it was still there, which was a sure sign that she was wide awake and not stuck in a nightmare. Enid had that all-too-familiar sick feeling that permeated her whole being. She heard someone sob, and, startled, she realized it was coming from herself. There was a sound from across the room. Enid froze, goosebumps prickling like insects scuttling to life under her skin. She pulled a hammer from under her pillow, which she kept for nights like this. And there were so many. Nights filled with unexplained sounds and glimpses of things she couldn't explain, and no one to believe her if she could explain it. Her other hand scrabbled around under the pillow, searching but not finding the military-grade flashlight that she often used to flood the bedroom with reassuring light. She gave up the search, and, grasping the hammer, Enid sat still in the darkness, listening, her eyes searching the dark corners of her massive bedroom that she hated. After a long time, she called out, "Who's there?" Silence. "I have a hammer, and I will bash your skull in," Enid yelled, a shudder going through her at the dark memory of another time and another place when she had to do more than make threats. Her clammy hands trembled, but she held fast to the hammer. Another sound from the closet. Enid bolted upright, tossed the thick comforter aside, and swung her legs over the side of the bed, ready for... what? "What do you want?" Enid yelled into the darkness as panic gripped her. There was the sound of running steps. Her bedroom door was flung open and light flooded the room. Enid winced from the light, fear running through her at the thought that it wasn't who she hoped it would be. To her relief, it was exactly who she hoped it would be. Her father, Jack Fox, stood in the doorway, and his 6'2" of solidly built frame eased her panic down to something more bearable. Without a word, Enid met his eyes and pointed her hammer at the closet. Carrying an upraised baseball bat, which was his weapon of choice, Jack walked to the closet. "Careful," she said. Jack paused, gave her a reassuring look, and flipped on the closet light. Enid flinched, but nothing happened. She held her breath as he disappeared into the closet, listening as he pushed around her hanging clothes with the baseball bat before he reappeared at the closet door. Jack looked at her expectantly. Enid pointed the hammer toward the bathroom. The baseball bat held in his hand, Jack walked to the bathroom, flipped on the light, and looked in. "All clear." Enid pointed downward. Without missing a beat, Jack crouched down and inspected under the bed. "Only the dust bunnies." Enid slid back under the covers with a shaky sigh of relief. Jack came out of the bathroom and walked to her bed. He stood looking down at her with sympathetic eyes. He gestured at the hammer she was clutching. "Dr. Stokely said it would be better if you didn't sleep with a hammer." "I'll get rid of the hammer when you let me have a gun." "You're not getting a gun." Jack sat down on the edge of her bed. "Not while you live under my roof." "It's not your roof." "Guns aren't the answer." Enid remained silent, remembering the first time he told her that all she needed was brains, because brains were far more dangerous than guns. When she was younger and stupider, it had impressed her, but now she knew better. She wasn't about to play the game of rock, paper, scissors with her life. She wanted a gun.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.